Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is Shoulder to Shoulder, track by track. I'm going through my new album for 2026, Shoulder to Shoulder, and I'm doing it track by track. If you've seen this show before, they're little mini series installments that cover an album on consecutive days. So it's one song a day until we're done consecutively. And right now, we're right in the middle of my new 2026 pop album, sort of a jazz pop, Steely Dan type record, honestly, called Shoulder to Shoulder. So let's get right to it. Oh, let me remind you though that like all of these webisodes, there's a link below the video where you can go to YouTube. It's a link to a YouTube video auto-generated by the company that distributes this stuff. DistroKid, it's called, and you can hear the song for free right here on YouTube. You don't have to leave the site, and it's free, of course. You can check it out, and then you can come back and tell me that you disagree with my analysis of my own music, or you can say whatever you want to say as long as you're cool about it. Actually, you can say what you want to say, whatever, but I hope you're cool about it. Okay, so this is the fourth song on this record. It's a 40-minute record or so, 42 minutes or so, but the songs are kind of long. So there's only 8 songs on this one. Um, this is the fourth song. It's called No Other Mary. So, well, this song has quite a story behind it, folks. That's why I do these things track by track, because sometimes a song has a story behind it. And this time it does. A lot of times I'm writing a song that's just kind of uh, generic. You know, a song like Wish You Were Her, I wrote it just because I liked the turn of phrase, not knowing someone else liked it before me, but I liked it and I just wrote a song about it. There's no particular her, there's no particular you. It's just a song. But in this case, No Other Mary, there is, as in a lot of songs, there's a particular person that I'm addressing or, mad at. But I wasn't mad at Mary. Never mad at Mary. But what happened is Mary, if you know my videos, if you watch me, and you've ever seen any one of them to the end of the video, which is statistically very few of you, then you know that I always end with my sign off, which is bye, Mary. Don't turn it off. I'm not done. So anyway, that person is Mary, and she's an old friend of mine, a friend from high school, and then we sort of reconnected after the high school reunion, and then became closer friends. So here's what happened. Last year I was doing a ton of songwriting, and I was in Colombia, but I had to leave the country after before 90 days, and then come back. I had to do a visa run, as they call it. And I was anticipating being coming returning to Ecuador, and there was a certain date, and I couldn't get back into Ecuador before that date. So basically, I had 2 weeks to kill, and I was going to go to Costa Rica, but then I didn't have my yellow vaccine virus certificate in time. So I had to go to Puerto Rico, where you don't need a vaccine of any kind. That's another story for another time. But while I was in Puerto Rico, basically killing 2 weeks, I just wrote a ton. I recorded a lot. I brought my Mac with me. I did work on the a cappella records, wrote and recorded songs for that. Then just started writing songs that I used for a variety of things. And this is one of those. So I'm there in Puerto Rico writing songs, nothing else to do there. It's if you're not on the beach with your sweetheart, there's not a lot of reason to be in Puerto Rico, to tell you the truth. But I was there and I was writing songs. So at the same time, I was trying to get in touch with my friend Mary, and I couldn't get in touch with her. Okay? So a little background. I don't want to talk out of class about Mary, but let's just say that if she had a newsletter, there would undoubtedly be a good amount of things to read in it. For a person who lives a fairly localized lifestyle, she has a very eventful life. And some of those events are, worrisome because it's not always, an adventure with Don Quixote. Sometimes it's not a good story to hear. So I didn't hear from her. I was reaching out to her, reaching out to her, reaching out to her, not hearing, not hearing. And I think, oh, what's going to be in the Mary newsletter now? You know, now what is it? So, and also keep in mind that I personally am prone to accepting the worst. I get it. I'm basically a glass half full kind of guy. I really am. But I'm also pretty ready to accept that the glass might have fallen over and shattered and broken. So when I didn't hear from Mary, I kind of expected the worst. Because why else wouldn't she be contacting me? Why wouldn't she respond? Turns out it was just a mix-up. She was fine. But until I knew that, I was worried. I was sad. And I was also drifting around the Caribbean, not in a healthy mind state, really, clinging to my music to get me through. So I decide that the worst has happened to Mary. I even sent an email to her people saying, will somebody get in touch with me about Mary? Just in case. Just whatever's happened, I want to register a request to be notified. She was fine, but I didn't know that. So I wrote this song about my friend, whom I thought I might never see or speak to again. Okay? And it's good. It's a good, strong song. It's called No Other Mary. But it's not this song you're hearing. It's not the song that there's a link below, which you can hear for free right on YouTube. I wrote it originally as like a gospel dirge, as like really honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with you. It, not with you, but with you, I'll be honest. It came off like a version of Ruby's Arms, the song Ruby's Arms by Tom Waits. This is a very good song. Very good song. And I was writing it and I was thinking, geez, this sounds a bit like Ruby's Arms. I don't want to do that. Uh, and then it turns out Mary was fine. It was like, I'm fine. What's wrong with you? I've done this with friends before. I thought Robbie Rist was mad at me for 2 years. Talked to me, was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, not that I don't tend to make a bigger thing out of things, but it turns out Mary's fine. She's was like, I don't know, I'm fine. So okay, that's good. Glad to hear that. But now I got this song, and I kind of like it. But it can't be a dirge anymore. It's not that kind of song anymore. So what do? I decide basically keep the song, but change the spirit of it. Because instead of it being a sad farewell, it's a celebration of hello. You know, it's a celebration of continuance. Mary's fine, and we're friends, and it's all great. So why not just have a nice, happy, celebratory song? I I don't remember changing hardly anything about the song other than the reading of it, other than the arrangement. Um, this turned out to be kind of a country-ish song because it started off being a gospel-y song. So it only makes sense when you pick it up to double time and a whole different peppy feel, it's going to be a country thing. That makes sense. And, I've talked about this album. I feel like this is a New Yorky kind of record, Steely Danish, but it's got the West Coast sound of Operation Love. And on this song, No Other Mary, we sort of take a little Nashville detour. Nothing wrong with that. There's Shoulder to Shoulder, which is kind of Detroit, Motown. So, there's a variety of geographical influences on the music. I don't mind that. It doesn't all have to sound like it was, recorded behind CBGBs. So, here you go. Mary, I love you very much. I'm so glad we're friends. I treasure our friendship. And this song celebrates our friendship. And I'm so glad that you are around to hear it. Because this is one of those songs you only write for someone after they're gone. But you're not gone. You tricked me, you tricked fate, you tricked death. You do those things so often. And that's great. So enjoy your song. You're one of the few people who gets to hear their death song because most people aren't around to hear it. So you get to hear it, but it's not a death song anymore. It's a life song. And isn't that better? Of course it is. So enjoy it. The rest of you guys, too, of course, enjoy it. It's a good song. It would have been good for the band, honestly. Or, I mean, I still hear it as a Steely Dan kind of thing, maybe from Pretzel Logic. It's not an Asia song, but maybe you'd go to something like Pretzel Logic or Katie Lied or something for this kind of song. So check it out, enjoy it. It's another song on my record, Shoulder to Shoulder, which is just coming out right now. It's on download sites all over the place. Wherever you like to download your favorite music, you can download mine. And if it's not there yet, hey, the record just came out. It's got to spread from site to site for a little while. If you're a Deezer person, it might not be there yet. Usually, YouTube is the first, then Amazon Prime, Spotify is early to get my stuff. Luna, I'm popular in Luna on Luna in China. So I don't speak Chinese, but hi, enjoy my music anyway. Check it out, won't you? There's a link below. It's free. You stay right here on YouTube. All is well. Tune in again tomorrow for another song analysis from another song from my new album, Shoulder to Shoulder, which we're looking at track by track. Tune in then, and until then, bye, Mary.